Hello everyone, this is the history tutorial video for class 8. We were looking at permanent settlement the previous video. In this video we will look at the Mahalwadi system and the Rayatwadi system. We see that in the villages the cultivator found the system extremely oppressive. Now in the villages we see that in the case of the permanent settlement the farmers found the system very oppressive. The rent he paid to the zamindar was very high, and the right on his land was very much insecure, because if he failed to pay the rent, his right on the land was taken away. He was driven out of the land. To pay the rent, he had to take a loan often. When his money is not sufficient, he had to take a loan from the money lender, and if he cannot return the money to the money lender in due time, then he was evicted from his land, that land which he had cultivated for generations. So that was a very painful thing for the farmers. By the early 19th century, many of the company officials were convinced that the system of revenue had to be changed again. How could revenues be fixed permanently at a time when the company needed more money to meet its expense of administration and trade? Now, in the northwest province of the Bengal Presidency, which is now in present day Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, an Englishman called Holt Mackenzie, he devised the new system which came into effect in 1822. He felt that the village was an important social institution in a North Indian society and needed to be preserved. Under his directions, the collectors went from village to village, inspecting the land, measuring the field, and recording the customs and the rights of different village groups. The estimated revenue of each plot within the village was added up. The estimated revenue, the estimated money that can be collected from one plot within a village, was added up, because there were many plots, so all the plots estimated revenues were added up to calculate the revenue that each village had to pay. Now the villages were called mahals, so each mahal had to pay the estimated revenue. This demand was to be revised periodically, not permanently fixed. So this was not a permanent settlement. This demand, this revenue estimate was to be revised periodically. After certain points of time, it should be checked whether the revenue rate is same or not. Now the charge of collecting the revenue and paying it to the company was given to the village headman rather than the zamindar. So instead of what happened in the permanent settlement, the village zamindar was in charge. The company gave the right of collecting these revenues to the village headman. So since the villages were known as mahals, villages were called mahals, this system was known as the Mahalwadi system. Now in the British territories in the south, this was in the central India, in northern and central India. Now we come to the British territories in the south of India, South India. Now there was a similar move that was away from the permanent settlement. The new system that was devised came to be known as the Rayatwadi system. It was tried on a small scale by Captain Alexander Reed in some of the areas that were taken over by the company after the wars with Tipu Sultan. Subsequently developed by Thomas Munro, this system was gradually extended all over South India. Reed and Munro felt that in the south there was no traditional zamindars. The settlement, they argued, had to be made directly with the cultivators. So, as the absence of the zamindars in the south, the settlement which was to be made by the company, has to be directly transacted, has to be directly fixed with the cultivators, with the farmers. They were called the ryots. Their field had to be carefully and separately surveyed before the revenue assessment was made. So field survey was very important for the company. before the revenue assessment, the estimated revenue was calculated. Munro thought that the British government, the company officials, should act as a paternal figure to protect the riots that are under the company's charge. Now, unlike the mistake they did in permanent settlement, or unlike the Mahalwadi system, the Rayatwadi system should have a paternal figure in the name of the East India Company to protect the riots from problems. Within a few years after the new system were imposed, it was clear that all was not well with them. Driven by the desire to increase the income from the land, the revenue officials fixed very high revenue in demand. Farmers were unable to pay, riots fled the countryside, riots ran away, and villages became deserted in many regions. Optimistic officials had imagined that the new system would transform the peasants into rich, enterprising farmers, but this did not happen. The company officials actually thought that the zamindars, the farmers, etc., they were very similar to the zamindars and farmers of England. The landholders and rich peasants, similar to them, they were. But that was not the case. So, with their viewpoint based on England's farmers and England's landholders, they based these assessments of land and they fixed very high rates of revenue, which the farmers were unable to pay. So problems arose, farmers ran away, villages became deserted. Optimistic officials, they had imagined that these farmers will be benefited from the system, but that did not happen, that did not go as planned. So this was the Mahalwadi system and the Rayatwadi system we discussed. The Mahalwadi system in north central India and the Rayatwadi system in South India. We will do up till here today. We will continue with the chapter in the next video. Till then, bye.